Now I'm going to give you the reason I am giving you my life. And what I'm talking about is my program, 4 Weeks to Your Best Life. I'm going to talk about this in a way that you're going to understand why I've made all of these moves, because I'm sending this first to all of those who are on my list, on my email list. So you will get this information. You'll receive this information first. But first of all, let's talk about the world. As you have seen, we're going through a big changes. Everything feels like it's maybe falling apart, and a lot of people are frightened, and you might have seen me not being in that place, and you wonder why. Why is Roger not freaked out about this? Why does he keep bringing people together and doing something different? Because I have a sense of what's going on, and I came to that in a very challenging and difficult way. And I know that what I have lived in my life was meant to be used now, the same as it is for you. What I'm saying is that everyone is moving through something right now within their lives, with your life, you individually, where you're being asked to actualize something within yourself, something that you wanted to do that you may not have done until now. And you're feeling the pressure of the world happening now, and you're afraid, and you're trying to do something and you don't know what that is. And I'm saying, yes, that's exactly what's supposed to be happening. You're awakening to who you are. Everyone does that. I'm going to give you stuff that I've never given anybody before, so you'll understand this. I've had a really difficult time the last several months because so much has come to me, so much information but this can't really be happening. I'm saying that because this is what I see with all my clients, all of you. You have something that you felt within yourself that you wanted to do and bring to the world, but you couldn't quite believe it, or you couldn't quite trust yourself, or you had a lot of fear, you had doubt, you were insecure, you didn't have enough confidence. You thought everything was going wrong. You thought maybe you were cursed because you had so much bad luck. You had so many failures. You had so many illnesses. Why is this happening to you? See, I just told you my story. That was me. That was my life. And I know it doesn't make sense. I say this to people all the time. This has been challenging because I'm basically a really introverted person. You'll never find me in a social situation where I'm going to come up and start talking to you right away. Doesn't happen. And I know that's hard to put that together when you see me when you listen to me or see me on a video. You think, no, that can't be true. It is. Now I'm going to tell you the story. And I'm going to go back a few years because you need to understand this in terms of your life. We move through our lives and we have different periods of it where we're meant to do certain things that would actualize who we are. It has nothing to do with what's going on with the rest of the world. It is just you. I have told you, if you've come to any of my channeling sessions with Wilhelm, I've said that the information came through, because sometimes I don't know what's coming through. I just have to be honest about that, but it's blown me away when that happens. But I have had so many opportunities in my life where I did not move in the direction that I felt I was being guided. Because you have guidance as well. You hear it, you feel it, we all do. We have intuition. Every single person, every soul. It's not, one person said, well, I don't hear anything. And I said, that's not possible. When you're not speaking, you're hearing something. And that is you. That's your higher self talking to you, speaking to you. And sometimes you choose to listen. More people are listening now because they're afraid. That's just what's going on. You can see that. People are starting to make movement because they're afraid. And that's why you're seeing the conflict in the world. The conflict that is happening and the anger and all of that is because people are not willing to own who they are. That's all. They think somebody else has what they want. Somebody else holds all the power. That's never true. We hold it individually. And I can say this because this is the information that I was given. And I didn't trust it and I didn't bring it about, just as you did not do before. But that's because you were meant to do it now. You're meant to actualize who you are at this moment in your life. And many of you, as I'm saying that, you're feeling that and you've known it. I've always known that, but I couldn't move. So last week I gave you a video where I said I had my last surgery. Yeah, because I've had so many of them, and every single one, every illness, every disease, everything that I've gone through, I know that it came about because of my resistance, because of my fear. I told you I wrote a book. Many of you know that I wrote my book, Overcoming Fear, A Guide to Freedom. I had to do that because I had to move through it. Now I don't have the fear. I know that doesn't seem to make sense for a lot of you listening to this, but that's why I'm doing the program, because I'm telling you it is true. And the reason I gave the guarantee on this, meaning that if you don't get the results, you're not going to pay anything. The reason I gave you the guarantee because it is so important for me, for more people to understand who they are and to start to evolve. Because then if we do that, I have this crazy idea, the more people who do that, our world changes. Because see, we're not fighting other people. We're not going out trying to get something because we know that we have it. In 2012, I was given all of this information. And this is the part that I could not accept, just as you have not been able to accept what you have felt has been within you. And this is why I love doing the work that I do. Because you know, when those of you who have worked with me, you know that I can feel what is there. I can address what you're withholding. And the reason I can do that is because I did it, you see. I did all of those things. That's why I love the work that I do. I held myself back so many times because I was terrified. I didn't want people to judge me. I didn't want to be seen as some weirdo, some outsider, whatever it was. Except the fact was I had a gift that I could have given people if I hadn't held myself back. And that's where everyone is, and I know that for sure. And those of you who have worked with me, you know that I will look at you, and it's difficult. I can't see any problems. Why is that? Because I've moved through them, and I know that what's within you. I know, I can see your potential. You don't believe it all the time, just as I didn't. And that's why I'm doing this. So what happened a few months ago, it started coming up. This is why I've been making all these changes, because I was told, I was given something that could help so many people if I would get out of the way and start doing it. And so that's what I did. And that is your life operating instructions. I said, it's not possible that I could have received something, you see. It's not possible that I could have been given some talent, that I could have been given a gift. That's exactly what you've said. And that's where you're wrong. I know that you are wrong, because every single person has this gift. I can talk about this in the way that I do because, as you know, I've been coaching for a long time, thousands of people, and everyone that I've met, I've never found any single person who doesn't have a gift, who doesn't have something that they could bring to the world, if they would get out of the way and stop judging themselves. That's what it is. We make up these judgments about who we think we are and other people are, and we typically end up making ourselves less. I'm going to read something from this because I'm going to tell you what I'm doing now is I'm explaining this 4 weeks, as many of you have seen it, but I've changed it a bit because I thought that I could only do 20 people. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm opening it up, and it doesn't matter when you start. You can start whenever you want. I don't care if you do it. It's not me. It's not me. I don't care if you do it. It's not about the money, because as you know, this is less than what I would be charging. What you're investing in yourself is less than someone would pay me for an hour, 45 minutes of my time. That's what you're paying for the entire month. Because my goal is to have as many people start to own who they are, believe in themselves, and move forward in their lives, especially going into next year. You see, because that's going to be the crucial time. We are setting things in place now, which is why I did my talks during the new moon, because I knew I received information of how valuable that is, and I'm still receiving that, and there's more that we're coming to it, especially this year, our New Year's. When we put that together in the right way for ourselves, we're going to start to create a different world. That's what would go on if we do it, if we decide to do it. And sometimes we hold back. I held back forever. I'm going to read you one thing, and this is the place that I struggled with for so long. Those of you who know me know that I've never been about the money for the work that I've done. I've talked about this so much. I mean, in the beginning, I just love my work. And so when I first started coaching, I would forget to take money from people. So that's never been it. When I went into my singing program, I never charged enough for what I was doing. And so I had a partner who would start upping things and charging more, because he says, you're worth more, because I couldn't get that. You see? And so one of the things that I have in the program that I have you go through is establishing your worth and your value, because you don't know. You really don't know, and I had to discover that going through this process myself. But this is one of the things from your life operating instructions I want you to kind of understand. Lack does not exist, and abundance is all there is. Any experience of lack that you have is because of something you are doing or not doing, or because the manifestation of whatever it is you think you lack would not serve your journey of expansion that you set forth in this lifetime. And I can explain so much of this, but what this was saying to me back in 2012, but I couldn't do it, you see, because it was saying that if I were struggling, lack in anything, in abundance, in money, and in confidence, or whatever it was, it's because I was getting in the way. It's because I was judging myself and I was not allowing who I was to come forth. And that's what I know with every single client, and that's what I know with you. And so what I'm doing with this program, as I decided that this December, because I received the information how vital this is for you to start to think about what you want. Who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want the world to look like? Because now is the time to start putting that together. And so I'm saying this because I wanted to explain why I am doing this and why I've made it so inexpensive, because I just want people to do it. And this is why I guarantee it. The reason I guaranteed it, I know that didn't make sense to you, but I know, because I've done this work, you see, I know that if you do what I'm sending you, the information that I received, if you do the work, same thing will happen. You'll start to let go of your fear. You'll stop judging yourself. You'll start to even experience love for yourself. I know that seems a little strange. How can I love myself? Really? Yes, that's what starts to happen. And so many messages have come through that I have received, and I can't put this in words that you have to experience and feel this. But when you've gone through your life being totally afraid, feeling no confidence, feeling fearful all the time, everyone else had everything else, and then you discover who you are and you feel your purpose, you know it, and you're excited about it, there's nothing that can top that. There's not enough money that you could receive that would top that feeling. And that's what I had. That's what I discovered. And I've talked to you about this, and makes no difference how old you are. That's why I kept talking about me turning 71, a month ago, because it took me till now to put this together to be able to give it to all of you. But I also know that every single person, including you, has the same ability if they're able to get out of the way. So what I'm saying is that you'll see the link here where you can go to 4 weeks for your best life, fill out the application. The reason I have the application is that I need to know that what you're putting down there is something that's realistic, that we can do, that I know I can help you with, and you can get there. And whatever that is, if I accept it, then that's what we'll accomplish. And you'll see that that's what you will have. But again, I want to talk about this. You're going to see more stuff in the next several weeks that's going to have you think the world's falling apart. It is not. It is coming together, and it comes together when you decide to come together, when you decide that you have more ability, power, and influence in this world than you've been allowing yourself to have. When you do that, change that, the world changes. All right, I'll see you guys soon.